Hi, I'm Vahid Razavi with BizCloud. I'm here with Dave McClure, founder of 500 Startups.
Hello.
Hi, Dave. Thank you so much for making yourself available at the C100 event.
You bet.
I wanted to know what 500 Startups are up to now. What are you doing these days?
Well, we're hopefully investing in great new companies. We're running a few events and conferences and trying to make trouble in the Valley, I guess.
That's great. Now, in regards to the conferences and the events that are coming up, could you tell me what is the focus of 500 Startups in regards to the kind of companies that you're investing and financing? Yeah. And of course...
Great. Yeah, we're a venture capital fund, actually a seed fund. We do most of our investing here in the Valley, but actually a fair amount in the rest of the U.S. and outside the U.S. as well. We focus good about on the accelerator process, which we run one here in Mountain View and then one also down in Mexico City. And then we do a lot of seed investing here, but also in other locations around the world, particularly Latin America, East Asia, and recently South Asia.
Wonderful. And the focus of the types of businesses and entrepreneurs that you're investing your funds in?
Mostly software-based businesses, internet, web, mobile. A lot of focus on consumer commerce, small, medium business, productivity tools, and SaaS businesses. Fair amount more recently on family tech and education topics.
Wonderful. Well, Dave, for a lot of entrepreneurs that are interested in the enterprise space or the B2B space that come to our site, they like to know, how to pick the right VC. How do you go and approach the right venture capital partner, bring them as a partner into your business? Sure. What advice would you have for an entrepreneur that's looking to raise capital in Silicon Valley and the various options that they have?
Right. I think you'd probably want to do background, sort of check on the VCs and talk to other founders and companies that they've invested in previously. Also talk to, their other co-investors and see how they behave. I think there's a lot of information available these days by just checking backgrounds for people on LinkedIn and also looking at activity on AngelList. But I would still say, talking to the founders of companies they've invested in previously, both successful and unsuccessful, is probably one of the best reference points.
Now, one thing that always impressed me about your work and the 500 Startups is the actual mentoring that you guys do. You have these Geeks on Plane. What's Geeks on Plane?
Well, actually, Geeks on a Plane is our sort of quarterly trips to different parts of the world. And we try and bring a group of geeks and founders and maybe some venture capitalists and other angel investors to other interesting tech centers around the world, meet up with people who are entrepreneurs and investors in those places and learn a little bit about types of businesses and types of markets and technology that's current. So we've done probably about 13 or 14 of those trips now over the last 3-4 years. And we've gone to Asia probably 3 or 4 times, actually India a couple times. Been to Europe a few times, the Middle East, and been to Latin America several times.
Wonderful. Go get to see the world, invest in young, new ideas, and see them flourish. So in regards to entrepreneurs that want to get involved with 500 Startups and present their business ideas and passions to you, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Well, we have a very large network of founders and mentors, actually about 500 companies or so these days, about 1,000 different founders that have been part of our network, and probably a couple hundred people who are mentors who may also be running their own companies or working at other platform companies like Google or Facebook or LinkedIn. And usually we bring most of the companies we invest in through those networks and through those references. So I always tell people the best way to kind of get into 500 is to get to know somebody who's already in 500, either a founder or mentor, hopefully in a domain-specific area, either a similar customer segment or a similar industry vertical. And if you gain sort of the attention or trust and respect of people who are already in the family, it's very easy for us to sort of learn more about those companies.
Wonderful. Now I know we're on the investment track with the C100 today. What are some of the new and up-and-coming Canadian ventures that you might have seen in the past couple of years that have really piqued your interest? Is there...
Yeah, I mean, I think some really great companies starting to come out of Canada. A couple that we actually aren't involved in, but I've found out about through other groups. I think Bufferbox was one that went through YC and also Thalmic Labs recently. A number of companies out of Vancouver and Montreal and Toronto that we've been involved with, and then working with different incubator and accelerator programs there as well. We have a company that we've invested in called Unbounce that really provides testing and A/B testing and analytics for companies on web pages and their services, and that's been great for both their customers as well as other portfolio companies in 500.
So I'm curious, in regards to these companies, is the performance that you get as an investor the same when you invest in a Canadian company as you do in a Silicon Valley company?
Yeah, I don't think we make too much of a differentiation about where the company's from. It's more what kind of business they're doing. We think people are smart from lots of different places, and you know, I don't know that Canadians have any more or less amazing brain cells or midichlorians than anybody else. So
All right,
we just think there's a lot of great opportunities in Canada, and we'd like to find out about them and hopefully invest in a few.
Thank you so much, Dave. I greatly appreciate your time this evening.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks again.